Okay, so anyway, I found some old bones. I didn't mark what they were. I don't think those are beef bones, people. I don't know. I think maybe pork. Because if you notice, it's not that big. Right? And look how small it is. How can that be a beef bone? Anyway, those are the bones I'm going to use in that pot, which is not too big, right? To make a rich broth. That's all I want. Because I am going to do the meatballs, the pork meatballs. I want to, and I'm going to, okay? And so anyway, I'm going to start with this. So hold on. Okay, so there's that grape and apple, right? I've washed the jars. I haven't labeled them yet. Okay, I'm going to do it again. I have a half a jar, which I might just do right away because it takes like all day to do grapes. And I don't have time to do grapes right now. I really don't. So before I let that sit in the fridge for another couple days, I think I might just try and find some time to can it up with the apple that I have, to cut up a few more, cook up a few more apples, and just do a quick batch, right? And then after I'm done a couple days in the yard, right, and and finished with the meat, then I can start picking grapes again. Okay, so anyway, here's that juice. Okay, if you notice, let's see, what kind of flashlight is this? If you notice, there's a lot of pulp in it. Do you see all that pulp? Okay, you would have to strain the juice a lot in order to get that pulp out. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, so see that jar? That's full of grapes that I just did 2 days ago. Alright, that's like one big bowl full of grapes. Okay, and of course I'm dehydrating the skin and the seeds to make the grape extract. Right, so anyway, I don't have time to do another full day of grapes because that takes all day, and you're going into the late evening to do just that much. Right, and when I did that batch, I had twice as much, right? Remember? So versus letting it sit in the fridge for another 2 more days, which it would be fine, or 3. I don't want to chance it, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this done today with the apples that I still have in the fridge that I cooked up already, but I'm going to cook up a few more to get that apple juice, right? And I'll juice this, and I'll make just maybe smaller, like a smaller jar of apple juice, right? Hold on a minute. Sorry. Make a smaller jar of grape juice, right? Because the thing about the grape juice, even with the pulp, you can see that pulp. Okay, you can see it, right? Even with that, you mix it in with some tang, and boy, oh boy, it's so good. So good. You 3 cups of water to the tang, and then you put that in, and you mix them together. It is so tasty. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to have to do this probably tonight, at some point, right? But before we do that, we're getting into the meat. So hold on. Oh, and I've got them now coming to, a boil. And once they come to a boil, turn it down, and then skim off whatever is there, and then just simmer it. I'm going to put some spices in that in a bit. Hold on. Okay. Stuff always leaking, right? Leaking through the bag. Anyway. So I'm going to walk you through this, right? You can see what's going on here. Okay. I don't know what this is. I think that's the roast. There's something else there, and there's still another bag, so hold on. Okay, so I only have so much time to do this stuff, right? So now it's 12, okay? And we're going to go just zippity-doo through this. So this we know I'm going to par cook in the oven, right? So that can go back in the fridge. Now this pork was $2 off each, right? You can see this one was $7.81, so it came in at $5.81. And then so on and so on and so on. Everything was $2 off. If I had to compare it to last year prices, shopping at a different store that may or may not be cheaper, it's pretty much like I'm paying maybe $1.50 more doing it this way than doing it this way last year. It's just the cost of living, right? In terms of what we're going through. So I bought them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because remember, I'm depressed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all that. I'm going to empty it either, well, not in this bowl, but either in a bowl or in the pot, right? Okay? And then I already got my bags ready. So, you know. And then we got the chicken here, right? It was cheaper to buy it this way with $1 off coming in like that versus buying an actual tray of chicken legs at a cheaper price per unit. You know, you have to be a mathematician sometimes in trying to figure out, well, what's cheaper, buying it in a big tray or buying it like this. In this situation, it was just a little bit cheaper to do it that way. Or at least that's what I calculated in my head when I was standing there trying to figure out whether I wanted to buy it or not. Anyway, there's 4 packs there. You can see, right? Everything came in at $1 off. I bought this because I like pork neck bones with soup and potatoes and that type of stuff. So in a situation like this, I'll probably vacuum seal half and half. And then use half of it for a soup with, you know, canned potatoes, canned beans, or you can use fresh. And then, of course, you can see I got $4 off of each one. Right? Now looking like this because it was all packed on each other and this stuff was bleeding out, right? Bleeding into the bags. So anyway, I got this yesterday, right? So here we got, so I paid $12.66, which is pretty much standard for what it was last year in terms of the cost, because now they're charging $5.99 just for hamburger. But I'm freezing this. I'm going to mix it up and, you know, maybe make meatballs. I don't have time for it. But anyway, this is what I'm working with right now. And then, of course, I got liver's worth for Andre. All right, 2 of them because he likes that stuff with rye bread. So he got spoiled with that. And then, so I'll put this back in the fridge. And I'm going to start with this. So hold on. All right, so this is how you do it. This is how you make it go fast. All right, so you got your bags ready. I put all the pork in there. I mixed it all up because it was bleeding out, right? Got that ready. I'm debating whether I should do the whole pack or half and half, right? I'm debating. If you notice, I saved these things. Well, I'm going to wash them. Throw out the garbage. Save the containers because they're food safe. And then one day when I want to make like spaghetti or something like that, I can put them in there and then, you know, cover it and freeze it, right, as a freezing tray. But you don't microwave with those, okay? You can freeze with them, but you don't microwave. And then we've got the hamburger here, you can see, and the chicken. How much this all costed me, I don't know. I'll let you know at the end of the video, after I calculate it all out. And then we've got the 2 roasts in the fridge. And I bought 2 of those, and those came at $5 each. So just the liver's worth alone was $10, people. Right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start filling up my bags. I'm going to fill up 2 bags, some with pork and some with hamburger. And then one will be hamburger and the rest will be pork, right? Pork. And then, yeah, it won't take long. Hold on. Okay, so you don't get much for your money. Anyway, we've got 3 chicken legs in there, 2 chicken legs in there, and 3 chicken legs in there. Andre wants chicken. There's a little bit of hamburger. Okay, here's some hamburger. This is an old bag. You can do that, right? Now, I forgot I was going to make those little pork balls and can them with the whatever, but I've got already everything bagged up, so I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I can simply keep one bag out and wash the bag and use it later for something else, which I may do. So anyway, got 1 pork, 2 pork, okay? This is pork and beef, pork and beef, beef and pork. Here's pork, and there's those neck bones from the pork, right? As a matter of fact, I put it in an old bag, and then another old bag, and I'm going to vacuum seal so that the bones don't poke through the bag and puncture the bag so air gets through. If you double up the bags, that oftentimes helps. And then, hold on a minute. Okay, so it's 10 after 12, so I'm doing good time here. You can see, right, everything's here, right? So we got two pork and hamburger, fair amount, one full of hamburger, and then we've got the one full of pork, then we've got the chicken, then we've got the neck bones, right? Here we've got some pork, which I'm going to put this pure pork sausage in there. This one's already frozen. I don't know if I said that in my last little clip, but anyway, I bought 2 of those as well, right? So in this situation, I'm just going to take this as is and put it right in here, right? And I'm going to vacuum seal it. This I'm going to keep out. I'm going to put it with the roast, and I'm going to see if I can even do, like, just a few jars, like maybe 4 jars or something. Try it, right? I want to try something different, okay? And then I have the lamb, people, that I bought. So since I'm doing this, I got to do this lamb, so hold on. Okay, so yesterday when I was shopping, just 2 of those, this part here, just 2 people were $23. Right? Anyway, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 of them in this bag. And then all this, I bought it that day, right, when I was out with my son, and I paid something like $50 for it. It was like, when he told me how much, I just rolled my eyes. I didn't want to rock no both eyes. It's fine. I don't buy it very often. So anyway, it was cheaper to buy it through him than it would have been at the grocery store where I was yesterday, because just 2 of those by themselves would have costed me $23. So you can see, right? Hold on a minute. Okay, so yeah, that lamb, boy, oh boy. I looked at it yesterday when I was in the store. 2 of those shanks was like, they wanted $23 just for 2. So, I'm glad I bought this from the butcher shop. I wandered in that day, because it was cheaper to do it this way. Now, mind you, it's mostly bones, right? But, well, these little things are... I guess there's meat on these shanks. I don't know. I don't cook a lot with lamb. I usually get, if I do anything, it will be the lamb chop, and then I like it with lentils, right? So this would have been in, what, when I buy this? I'll just say July. It was July or August anyway. We'll just put July 2020. Vacuum seal, okay? And if your bag is breaking up like this one didn't even vacuum seal very well. These other ones, this one's okay. This one's okay. This one's nice, right? They last longer, people. Everything just lasts longer. I know it costs a little money, but you can recycle your bags, right? If you have to, double them up. I was going to maybe think about doubling them up. I have this thinner plastic that's useless, but if you double up with it, then it works pretty good. But I'm pressed for time, and I'm not really up for this. And well, I'm up for it. Obviously, I created the work for myself, but you know what I mean. It's work, right? But look how nice that is, hey? Right? So, I got more. This would have costed me, without these little bones in here, $23. And I know that I paid something like $53 for this lamb, because that chicken was $21, because the bill came out to $74, and I'm like, whoa. But, you know, I mean, he's struggling, right? So, and I had the money, so I just said, fine, you know, it's okay. I'll just buy it, right? And I'm glad I did. Now that I seen how much they're charging in the grocery store, forget it. So, and if I want, I can always go look around, and I might even have some in the house somewhere in one of my freezers with lamb chops, right? You know, so I make nice broth with this, nice meals. That's all that matters. And I was supporting my local business, because just with the 6 shanks alone at $23 per 2, that would have been $70 just for that, right? And then I got the smaller bones yet for soups and for flavor and whatever. So I'm happy. I'm happy that I did that. Okay? So I highly recommend supporting your local businesses. If you can do that, you do that. So now I'm going to take it, put it away. And I got to get motivated to go outside and try and get into this cement. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's 2 o'clock almost. It's 1:30 now. So by the time I get outside, it might be 3 o'clock. But that's okay, because I only need 2 or 3 hours, because I don't have a lot of cement. It's just, I get dirty, right? I don't like it. You know? I only handle it so much. And if it's cement, I have to, you know, have a bath and change the clothes, and, you know, because it's dust, cement dust. But that's okay. Once it's done, I don't have to worry about wasting that what is that called? I don't want to waste the cement. I don't want it to go hard on me. That's one of my issues. I buy cement and I don't get a chance to get out there and do something with it. Now, you see, this bag here, see, this one didn't seal very good, right? So in a situation like that, because we really don't know, you know, when you're going to come into contact with it again, right? So, maybe, I don't know. Here's an older bag, right? You just double bag it. Maybe I'll try this older bag, see what happens. I don't know if it will fit in here. Might. If not, I'll have to use a different bag. Because, yeah, it's not good. I'll use this bag. Because it might take me, who knows how long, before I get to it. But if it's vacuum sealed, it'll sit a long time. So, that's all you do, okay? Because what happens is the bones, sometimes they pierce the bag, eh? This vacuum sealer is getting old. I've had it for quite a few years. I think I might have to get another one sometime in the future. Another food dehydrator too. I have a convection oven over there that can dehydrate food, but I like the dehydrators that I use. Let's see if this works. I don't have to stand here too long. Sometimes you have to stand. Right. See, I'm standing now. Now I'm standing. Holding it down, right? I don't want to let go of it. It's on the green, but I don't want it to pop and have to do this again. Itchy throat. Smelling meat. I'm so allergic to so many things now. See? Now it's double bagged, so it's much better. There we go. There we go. So that's a little more tighter. That's a little better. There you go. Okay, so I'll be back with something else. Hold on. Okay, so now I'm outside. It's only 3:30. So going on 4. So I got enough time just to finish up with a little bit of cement. So I got to do the other side of this, okay? So I have to throw that over. I don't know what's going on over here. What's going on? I don't even know, people. I was doing other things. So, let's see what we can do. That marble, I'm going to bring, and I'm going to lay it in here. I got myself a metal post, but as I was sledgehammering it in, it came into contact with the rock, and now I can't get past the rock, and I'm trying to get this thing out so I can move it over. So anyway, I'll work on that. Right, and then these, I don't know, are they done? Oh, no, you see? There you go. I have to put them over and do one side. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this one. Where am I? There we go. I'm going to finish this one, and I'm going to do one side each. We've got those ones over there, and I'll be out here, I guess, till dark. Right? Pretty much. And that will give me, I only need a couple of hours to do that, right? And then once those ones are done, then we'll lay them. And I'll go get the marble. And I'll start laying marble in here, right? Just because, you know, I'm moving things around. So, let me get on it. Okay, so I'm now going to get on with this. What time is it? It is going on 8 o'clock at night now. I'm going to have myself a cup of tea. The stock is okay. This was pork, but it will be fine. Okay? I wasn't sure. I didn't think it was beef, but it's fine. Right? There's not a lot of salt in it. So, whatever I do here, right, there will be drippings and stuff, so it will compensate. And I'm going to use seasoning salt and the tarragon and whatnot, right? So what I'm going to do now, open up these packs, put them in there, and I'm just going to rub them down with some seasoning salt. I don't know, maybe... I don't want to put too much garlic, so I'll do a little bit of garlic salt, a little bit of seasoning salt, and tarragon. And then I'm going to heat up the cast iron skillet. I'm going to heat up the cast iron skillet. Right? And then I'm going to brown it. And then I'm going to throw it in the oven. Alright? And then I'm going to half cook it, I guess, right? And then take it out, cut it into chunks, and then I'm going to can it. That's what I'm going to do, right? This amount of meat, what does it get me? About 8 jars? Not very much. But that's 8 more jars. And it was $22.50 and $17. So, what is that? $22.50, 22 and 17. That's $39.50. That's just ridiculous. But besides that point, I have it now. I don't. Anytime I really just need to just stay away from the grocery store. Right, because I don't need too much more of this stuff. Okay. I may take a bit of garlic, poke holes in the meat, and just stuff a bit in between. Make the seasoning get in, you know, stick with your finger and stuff, just to, because I want it a little more seasoned, right? I want it a little more seasoned. So, I'll be back. Okay, so basically, I took little pieces like this. I took a knife, poked the knife in deep, and then I took those little pieces of garlic, I stuck them inside, right? I sprinkled everything. This is just your regular seasoning salt, you know, your favorite kind, right? Nothing fancy. And then, of course, the tarragon, which I rubbed all over and tried to get into those little pockets, right? And you front and back. I'm starting the browning on the fatty side first. To, what do you call it? Just release some of the fat so it goes into the actual. I used a little bit of cooking oil, right, just to get it started. Okay? And then, of course, you know what to do. You just flip things around, and then when after it's all brown, normally I would have floured it. I have to do more reading up on it. I don't think, honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think flouring it and then cooking it would have really created that much of a problem, because it's not a lot of flour. But anyway, we'll just do it this way for now. Right? So this is hot. because I want that crispy taste, right? I want kind of crispy. And you can see what I'm doing here. And I did turn down the heat, so I'm gonna just do this, and we'll be back. Hold on. Okay, so as you can see, this is what I'm doing here now, right? You can see, right? This is what I want. I want a little charred, right? Doesn't that look good? Okay. The tarragon's holding up on it pretty good. It smells really good. You can smell the tarragon on it, right? I got it on like about, what, almost 7. You do all sides, right? Now these are 2 different cuts of meat, but whatever, they will work. Okay? Like I said, normally I would have floured it, but not in this case. So, hold on. Okay, and then you can see that's a whole clove and a half, right? Of garlic. I'm just going to put it a little bit on the bottom. Just, right. Okay, that's good enough. Just flavor it up. I did not put a lot of water, although I'm going to use that water, right, in my jars. I'm just going to give it a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. You've seen that. Okay, if you want, you could put beef bouillon cube in there, which I'm going to look around, see. I may do that. Hold on. Okay, so I did find just, you know, those little beef bouillon cubes. I just put 1 in there, okay? And I gotta find the lid. I guess, what, cook it for what? 45 minutes, maybe? Right? Half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll see. Okay? I'm gonna leave it like that, right? I was thinking of putting a rack on the bottom, but I don't want to dig around looking for racks. And now I'm going to throw the chicken for Andre in the oven in just a, you know, cookie sheet, right? And then I'm going to get in with the pork. I'm going to make little meatballs. And I'm going to get them, you know, going. And I'm going to, you'll see. Hold on. Okay, so before I take out this roast, right? It's been in there long enough, I think. This is that pork that I did not freeze. This is what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to put some soy sauce in there. Just a bit of salt, not too much. And then this is vegetable. I think it's cabbage and ginger. Okay? It's preserved. It's really, really good. Lasts forever. Right? Ingredients: cabbage, garlic, and salt. Okay. Well, anyway, that's what it is. So I'm not even gonna rinse it off, okay? Because I want the flavor, right? And then I'm gonna put 1 to 2 teaspoons of this. Tablespoons, I should say. We'll start with 1 first. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of sugar. A heaping tablespoon of this. A little bit of sesame seed oil. Okay, let's start with that first. Hold on. Okay, so we're moving fast. It's 9:45 now. Alright, I took it out of the oven. You can see it steaming up. So I'm going to let it cool down. And now I'm going to use this juice. Right? This is beef, so you can eat it rare. Right? So let me taste this juice. I can see it's increased a little bit. So this I'm going to put in my jars. Okay, I'm going to just taste it though, right? Oh, it's so good, people. Oh my god. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I love that tarragon with it. Oh, so good. Okay, so I don't know what's I don't know how well it's done. This one may be a bit more than this one. But as soon as it cools down, I'm going to chop them up into cubes. And now I'm going to wash my jars. Now, you see what I've done here. This is the pork. I put a big heaping tablespoon of this. I did not rinse off the salt, okay? I left it as salty. It's preserved in salt. And then I did just like that, right? 2 soy sauce. I did like 2.5, almost 3 tablespoons of that, like that, in terms of sugar. And 2 tablespoons in terms of about that of sesame seed oil. Okay, mixed it up, and you've seen what I've done. Okay, now I put water in there. I didn't put no grease because I'm only going to half cook it, just enough, because this is pork. It should bind itself anyway on its own, right? So I'm going to bring it up the heat now, and I'm going to half cook it. And as this is going about its business, I am now going to go wash my jars and get my jars ready. Okay, get them in here. And then what happens is, as this is half cooked, it should start to bind itself, right? And then it goes into the jar. I'm going to throw some carrots in there. I'll grab some of that juice. I'll put some of the juice in there, right? But it's still going to release some of its own juice too, don't forget. So you can't fill it all the way up. You have to leave some room. I don't know. It's going to be a hit and miss. I'm trying something here. And then, of course, we've got this. So hold on. Okay, so you've seen what I've done, right? Now I turned down the heat, and I'm just going to roll them over a little bit and leave it like that, right? I'm not even, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to, I'm going to turn off the heat. Okay, I'm going to turn off the heat. Yeah, I'm going to turn off the heat. It's going in the pressure canner, right? Okay. Alright. And then, so it's not cooked completely right through. That's what you don't want. Alright. This smells good too. Obviously got more juice in there now. Alright, so of course I'm going to spread that out between the jars. I washed 12 jars, so hopefully I'll get 12 jars between this and that. And I can put up to 14 jars in the canner. One pint, right? And then 75 minutes because it's meat no matter what. Right, so everything gets done. Hold on. Okay, so I figured I'd get 4 jars of the pork, which I'm pleased with. You can see what's going on here. Right, now this stuff here is primo stuff. You don't want to lose this. Okay, now yeah, it's got a little bit of oil from the pork, but that's okay. Right, so you're going to take this and you're going to distribute it evenly between them. Okay? Because that's your flavor. Okay? And then once you do that, I'm going to add a little of that broth. Okay? Because there's not, now mind you, this is not cooked all the way through. And there's going to still be some water coming out, moisture coming out of the pork, right? But a lot of the juices, like the blood, drained in my fridge, in the bag. So I lost a lot of moisture. Right? You have to think about these things. And I want more juice. Right? So, do you see what I'm doing here? Now you can't taste this because it's not fully cooked through. Beef is different, and you can do that. Okay, but pork, no. It has to be cooked through before you can taste it. Same thing with chicken. Just remember that. Beef, it's okay. You can taste it halfway you cook through. It's different with beef. Alright. So got all that. Right? Not nearly enough juice, you can see. So I'm probably going to fill it. Oh, at least, halfway. I'm going to chance it. Okay? Halfway. Because I'm hoping that the pork itself will still release some more juice. Alright? Hold on. Okay, so what's happening here is the smaller roast was basically cooked through. The only reason you're seeing blood is from the bigger roast. Okay, this is the kind of the way you want it, right? I don't know if you can see that, but, right, it's rare, right? You can't really see it. Well, I guess you can see it there, okay? Right? Medium rare, I'd say. Okay? That's kind of the way you want it, right? The other one was a little more cooked, but that's okay. I put it in there, right? So, next time I do this, I'm going to buy the roast pretty much the same size. Right? Hold on. Okay, so now it's 10:30, so we're moving along here. So, I didn't need the 2 extra jars, okay? It's working out pretty good. I put the fat in, everything. If you were canning hamburger, right, you'd be having fat in it, okay? And fat's tasty, right? So, there's the broth. Now I'm going to scoop this 1 scoop at a time per jar until this is gone, and I want it at least, you can see, right, 2/3 full, almost 3/4, right? Hold on. Okay, so basically all I used was the juice from the roasting pan. I did not need that, but I used that for that. That I can make soup with tomorrow. Okay, I can make pea soup with that, people. Andre's been wanting pea soup, so there you go. Anyway, this is really tasty. Now, I don't know, you can see how full that is in terms of liquid. There's still a little bit of room for more. I don't know how much the carrots and the beef is going to leach itself out. Same thing with the pork. We don't know these things until we try them. Now, I've wiped down the rims once already, but I'm wiping them again. This time, I've got vinegar on a clean, you know, one of these things, napkins, right? Because it's, you know, a little greasy, right? I don't normally use vinegar to wipe my rims, but because we're dealing with, you know, a little bit of fat, and it's already, you know, a little greasy, I decided to do it, right? Okay, now, the thing is, as long as you don't screw on your lid too tight, chances are you're going to be fine. It's when you screw on your lid too tight, nothing can, no air, no nothing, no liquids, nothing can escape. That's when your jars will break. The worst thing that's going to happen in terms of if too much liquid fills up in these jars and it can't escape, the jars will break and the cats will get cat food in terms of beef. Be expensive cat food. How much did I pay for that beef, people? Right? What was it, $39? $39 worth of cat food! But if this is successful, oh boy, it's going to be really, really tasty. Because it's already tasty. Now you can see, just with it sitting here getting cold, this is already gelling up with fat. Can you see? Right? But, again, you can, what is it called? Hamburger. Lots of fat in hamburger. They can ground pork. Lots of fat in ground pork. So anyway, we're going to see what we're going to get on this. And then after I pull it out of the canner, we'll see what we get. And then that's when I'm going to upload this video. So now it's like going on 11 at night. Okay, so now it's 10 to 2 in the morning. I just took these out of the canner. You can see they're bubbling. I am impressed. Okay. There's the meatballs with the pork and that Taiwan preserve with carrots. And here's the beef, right, with the garlic, you can see, and the broth. This is pretty good, people. Pretty good. And just so you see, the water came out clean.